G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to cover all the craziness from today's Solo Cash Cup, including Reet going back-to-back winning Asia and West Solo Cash Cup and setting a new point record for Solo Cash Cup points, only for a lot of pros to point out and realize that even despite those insane performances, he made just under $1,000. It kind of sparked this whole conversation I want to talk about where Fortnite prize pools are at and where they used to be and whether they should be this low. Also, we had Muzz almost come first on NA East out of OCE. I was so excited for it. He got so unlucky, but it was a fantastic tournament either way. We also had the Console Champions Cup, or the Console FNCS, finish up today. Great tournament to watch. It managed to be won by back-to-back the same teams on EU and NA East from last Cash Cup and this one. Super exciting to watch. And going into the last game of NA East, you had Cartoon Paul's team and TK's team tied on points. It was exciting one. I want to cover everything that happened today, so let's just jump into it. If we're talking about big performances today, we have to talk about Reet managing to come first on the Asia Solo Cash Cup on 238 points. Remember, Reet is playing from NA West. It's not the first time he's won an Asia Cash Cup, but every time he does, I'm just so confused at how this guy does it on such ridiculous ping. And he was streaming the tournament as well with no delay, which makes it that much more impressive. Then, if that wasn't enough, he went on to win the NA West Solo Cash Cup as well, getting 228 points. Second place is on 174. Absolutely popped off. He did insane. Again, streamed it with no delay. But then it was after this, everyone was celebrating, everyone was getting excited, and then a whole bunch of people realized, Sway tweeted out, for example, Reet just won 2 Solo Cash Cups, broke a world record, and still didn't even get close to making $1,000. Now, I don't want to take away from Reet because these games were stacked, but open up this conversation of what are the Fortnite prize pools these days? Back in the day, winning Cash Cups would win you like $5,000 just for winning one Cash Cup. You win 2 and you get $750. I know it's West and Asia, obviously not as big as EU and NA East, but the point still stands, and a lot of people are realizing this. But as we had a discussion in my stream today while watching the games are insanely stacked and the players are doing really well. All the big names are in there. So at this, as much as I want to say like, oh man, the prize pool, we need more money, it would make it more exciting, I actually don't know if that's the case. I feel like Epic obviously realized that they can have really stacked, really competitive games without the massive prize pool. And why spend more money than you need to? I'd like to think this is going to go to like, you know, crazy tournaments down the line, some kind of summer royale or like another World Cup. But for the most part, prize pools have been dropping a lot. And I don't think there's been any really recorded drop in player base in competitive. If anything, I think we've seen a rise. I mean, if you look at the NA East leaderboard, which I'll talk about in a second, we had Commandment, Chucky, Illest, Peterbot, Polarized, Muzz, Coop, Jamper, Fired, Qua, Rise. Like, just the big names were out to play and they were doing well, and the quality of the games was insane. Like, at least I would say maybe a quarter of the games I was watching was still getting active surge on rotating zones with closeout zones in a Solo Cash Cup. So as much as I want to say like, man, that's ridiculous, the prize pool should be bigger, like, as someone who watches and not putting the money out there, of course I want bigger prize pools. We all do. More money is just more fun and it's more exciting, but so much so to be worth putting up the big prize pools when you don't need to? I really actually don't know. I want to push for big prize pools, and maybe you guys disagree with me. Maybe you're like, look, I don't watch Fortnite anymore. I feel like without the money, it's not as exciting. But if you look at it from a competitive perspective, and I feel like that's where competitive's at right now, there's not too many casual competitive fans watching. The games are stacked, the games are exciting, and yeah, the money counts, but everyone still cares about winning. So despite the prize pools being so low at the moment, I don't know if Epic's actually going to change it, but I don't want to take away from it by focusing on the prize pools. Reet did absolutely insane today. He also then went on to get top 5 in the Console Champions Cup on a PS4 on old gen hardware. So I mean, yeah, Reet had a field day today. I need to preface this as well because I already know you guys are in the comments. Yes, $750 for a day's work is not bad, especially for someone at Reet's age. But I'm just comparing it to how it used to be before and how Reet had to be the best out of tens, hundreds of thousands of people today in 2 separate regions, in 3 separate tournaments. I mean, again, I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm not trying to be ungrateful. I'm sure Reet still appreciates it, and my man is smart. He streamed all these tournaments, which would have made him so much more than what he got for the prize pool. I just think it's crazy where we've gone from to where we are now. Going through the solo cash cup leaderboards, we had some big standout performances. EU was actually won by, and I hope I pronounced this right, Arianli. I'm not sure if I'm getting that right, but I haven't really heard too much about this player, and I thought, okay, it's just my EU knowledge getting to me again. I'm learning more about EU the more that I watch, but I haven't heard about this guy too much. No, he's just really unknown, I would say. I mean, he just popped off. He got $750, which now puts him up to just under $4,000 earnings. So he just gained a quarter of his total earnings today by coming first on EU. So huge performance. In the Cash Cup Extra, it looks like he came 12th. In the last Cash Cup for Trios, he came 24th. So it looks like my man's been around, but this has been his big pop-off placement. So I'm super excited to see it. He just managed to beat out none other than NRG Benji Fishy, which we know took a bit of a break last week. He came down with COVID. He wasn't feeling too good. Obviously recovered now because 170 points with only 7 games played with 2 wins. He was only 2 points behind first, who had 3 more games on top of him. So really big performance from Benji Fishy. We had Kiriachi, of course, the Russian, showing up in 3rd on 168. Dookie Kong in 4th. We then had Huddy Riley in 5th. We had Skyte in 6th, who I haven't really seen up on the leaderboards in a minute. So really exciting for Skyte. Again, maybe just my EU knowledge against me, but I feel like this was a big pop-off performance. And no, going through his history, they came 14th in the last Trio Cash Cup, 7th in the Trio Cash Cup before that, but first big solo performance in a minute. So really good to see Skype back up there as well. And again, there was some big performances. Unfortunately, there was a couple people who've been playing really consistently that did drop off the pace a little bit. We didn't have Mongrel high up on the leaderboard at all. Same with Tayson, so don't know if there's any sign there. Mitro, though, made a big appearance, came in at 28th overall, so looks like Mitro is kind of following in Mongrel's footsteps right now. He's been placing in a lot, and he's very much still up there. Moving on to NA, we have none other than Commandment, who hasn't been really high on the solo leaderboards in a while. Obviously been up there in trios, though, coming in 1st place on 183 points. And this is on the back of an insane comeback in the tournament. After, what is that, 5 games, wasn't looking too hot, but then he kicked on the pace. Got a 10 elim 2nd, a 0 elim 99th, which is 1 minute. Who cares? You might as well go down fast. Then a 7 elim 4th, 7 elim win, and 5 elim 2nd. This was a big pop off from Commandment to come back and take this one. Chucky finishing in 2nd on 175, Illest in 3rd on 171, Peterbot in 4th on 171. Peterbot was in 1st for the entire tournament. Unfortunately, in his last game, going down in 95th place for his 10th game, but it finished at 1 minute past the hour anyway, so he wouldn't have got another queue. So Peterbot, unfortunately, was so close to winning the Cash Cup, just fell short. Polarized with a phenomenal performance. He was streaming it. I watched all the games. Polarized played so well today. And then in 6th place, Muzz. Now, OCE has shown up to NA, as you guys know. They've been doing well, but they haven't had that big pop-off performance. And I've been saying on stream, the Cash Cups is where I'll know they'll do it, especially Muzz. He's been winning every single Cash Cup in OCE. A lot of people saying that doesn't count, you know, not as hard as NA. Muzz was in 1st for such a long time. Big potential to win the tournament. In his 3rd last game, he finished up on a 9 elim win with another 9 elim win before that, and then another 8 elim win the game before that as well. So absolutely popping off, was doing insane. 2nd last game, I think the nerves settled in, got a 0 elim 51st, jumped in to call them like, look mate, you got this, doesn't matter, you're gonna pop off. Unfortunately, if you guys have watched my streams or my viewing parties, I'm known for cursing players a little bit. I really am. I always argue with you guys, it's a coincidence, I'm not cursed, but going into the final game, I said this, and he's playing well. I told you, Muzz is a momentum player too. All you need now, the only thing that scares me is if Muzz gets headshot sniped. And then guess what happened?
We just gotta go scavenge for loot now. That's what we gotta do. Yep. Uh-huh. Wow. Of course. Of course. Of course. Wow. Wow. Bro, there's no way that happens in my first game and then my last.
Yeah, I can't argue against that one. I'm not gonna lie. That looks bad. That looks bad. But still, super proud of Muzz. He streamed the whole thing. Everyone got to watch his ridiculous 3 games where he got 8 elim win, 9 elim win, 9 elim win, back to back on stream. Sorry, 1 game in between, but it was a game where he went down mid-game. It was insane. And I think Muzz really did prove to people that he can do it. A 6th place, despite getting headshot sniped in the last game, where he got out of that game at, again, 2 minutes past the hour with games to spare. spare. If he got headshot sniped 3-4 minutes before that, he gets a whole nother game, more than enough chance to win the whole cash cup. So again, I know I'm biased towards OCE, but you guys have been loving following the story of Muzz, and honestly, I've been loving it too. Did show that he has what it takes to win on NA East, and I'm super excited to watch next week. Confidence was high. I feel like he settled in, and I hope that carries over to trios. I hope these guys pop off in trio FNCS and the trio cash cups. We had Coop come in 7th place. We had Jamper in 8th. We had Fired in 9th. Qua in 10th. It was a really, really good tournament overall with some big performances. And I would like to point out as well, just as a fun little thing, we actually had Chucky, Nut, and Diomzo, the entire trio, all placed in money in solo. So we definitely have some solo demons up there. And big shout out to Tautai, NA West player in 21st, who also placed on NA West. That's big props as well. Speaking about NA West, I already talked about Reet. Again, Dash coming in 2nd, and now best player K. This is the one that had a lot of suspicion around them. You guys know me, I don't like doing the big witch hunts when it comes to like hacking and cheaters and all that. This player had a lot of people clipping him, posting him, saying that it looked like he was cheating, looked like he was soft aiming. Has 270 earnings overall, has only played 2 events, normally plays on EU, and normally plays on controller, but now is on mouse and keyboard, and then all of a sudden pops off with some ridiculous games to take out 3rd overall. And I mean, I don't know. There was a 19 elim win, a 15 elim win in there. The plays look suspicious. My man was jumping in with an AR with a shotgun, but just never used it. Again, looked a little bit suspicious, but you guys know me. I don't like doing the big witch hunts. I don't like saying the player's hacking. It just looks suspicious, but the only reason why I mention this, you guys know I don't usually like to mention the hackers' names or show them. But again, a lot of people already talking about it. It's to compare it to another player who did get banned today, because best player K is still on the leaderboard, still in 3rd place. As far as Epic concerns, this player is not cheating and was not cheating. So I'll leave it there. I don't know. Again, a lot of people are saying that they are, but there was a player during the NA East Cash Cup that in the first 2 games dropped an 11 elim win and a 28 elim win. And this is a player who is on a brand new account, has an 111 KD ratio in Duo Arena to level up to get points to play in this Cash Cup, and they were banned after 2 games, or they suspiciously stopped playing. This player was at the top of the leaderboard, absolutely popping off. Everyone started calling them out. It looked super suspicious. You go into the replay mode, and it wasn't like straight up, you know, no scoping people through walls like some of the other clips we've seen, but it looked pretty bad, and I did not know if Epic was going to take action. Like I said, there's been cheaters in the past, I mean literally last week, who made it through a full 3-hour tournament, literally wall hacking, like just scoping in the sky, and the boards were just falling into people. Still didn't get banned, but this player did. So again, like I've been saying at the moment, I'm being a little bit more critical of Epic in recent times, but I sing my praises when they do something right. Epic has taken a bigger stance on hacking, and they got one of the hackers out of the tournament mid-tournament. They didn't let them play it all the way through and then take them off the leaderboard, because we've already talked about this. That has a huge impact on other players. For example, Muzz was on Twitter talking about how on NA West, he went down to the other player who's being accused of hacking twice on spawn. Again, not saying they're confirmed hacking, that player's still on the leaderboard, but if they are, not getting them out of the tournament mid-tournament has huge impacts on other players. Even if you take the prizing away from them, you take them off the leaderboard at the end, they've already still ruined tournaments. So again, big props to Epic, unless this player just decided to stop playing when they were winning. It looks like they got banned mid-tournament, so well done. Moving on to the Console Champions Cup and the Console FNCS, we had Antics, Destru, and Lazen win it on EU, which means Antics has now won both the last Console Champions Cups back-to-back, 2 in a row. We had Vino, Wolfies, and Exteriors in 2nd. We had High Chris's team in 3rd. We had Anast in 4th with Jenks and Paddy. We then had Cohen's team. We had Paco up there as well. So we had quite a lot of pros, but again, there was some console teams mixed in the mix, but unfortunately not really at the very top level where the big money is. I already talked about this. Yes, everyone who makes finals gets money, but almost all of it just goes to the PC pros who are playing on console. Whether you agree with that or disagree with that, I made a whole video talking about it, but it looks like that happened the same way again. But over on NA, it was kind of a different story. We managed to have Drops, Spexy, and TK win it yet again. That means TK is now going back-to-back as well. That is 2 teams who've gone back-to-back on 220 points. Going into the last game, they were on the exact same amount of points, 176 with Cartoon Cartoon Paul's team. And the last fight came down to TK's team versus Cartoon Paul's team. TK's team got the 9 elim second. Cartoon Paul's team got the 4 elim win. Because of the extra eliminations though, TK's team took it home. So despite losing the game, they did win the tournament overall. Super exciting to see. And the reason why I say this is different is because these are known as teams that, yes, are on PC now and are performing really well on PC, but they had deep roots in the console scene before swapping, compared to maybe a player like Antics who's been on PC for a really long time. So I think the console community was happier about that and is celebrating that a little bit more, but I haven't seen too much frustration about the prize pool. I think a lot of people just accepted that this was going to happen. So it's interesting to see if this is how Epic wanted to go or whether they'll change the prize pool a bit in the future. We did have other teams like Ages, Nut, and Jays. Again, Nut, a player known for playing on console a lot, in third place. We had Spudlight, again, my man, the big chill man. He's the player who kind of, you know, kicked off the whole big chill trend a couple of FNCSs ago, in fourth place, who also is known as a big console player. We had Lupin's team up there. We had Chrome. So we had a lot of the names you'd expect, but again, both tournaments were really, really fun. Unfortunately, Day, Mirror, and Reverse had a chance to take it all, but they didn't load into their their last game. Despite coming second in the last game they played, they had a really good chance. Day clearly wasn't enjoying it too much. He literally tweeted out, "Happy I'm off that shitty system anyways. Hopefully there is no more console tournaments in the future." So I don't think Day was winning over too many console fans with that one. Again, a lot of people saying the same thing. Bro, you don't have to play them if you don't want to. Like, again, I don't think a well thought out kind of tweet from Day, but hey, it's Day. He quite often says what he says. Alright guys, that does it for another video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on anything I talked about today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.